Hello.
Hello, hello. Hold on one second.
Sure, sure.
Wait. All right. Before I get rid of this clothes. There you are. Oh my God, you
Hi.
look lovely. Hold on a second.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, yes, yes. And I do not look lovely. So,
Oh my God, what happened?
so I'll be, oh my God, you look so bad. I'll be not on video this evening for several reasons.
Oh,
It's been crazy. It's a long story. Fell down the stairs, then I bent over and smacked my forehead on a built-in coat hanger in the cabin. And then it was like I would put ice on it. I'm like, okay, put ice on it immediately. That is going to be a hell of a lump, but there was no lump. I'm like, okay. Next day it was like, all right, well, I guess that's good. But then the next day, yeah, the next day that happened. So it's been madness.
I'm so sorry. Well, I'm glad you're okay.
I'm fine. I'm
Um,
fine. It's more fodder for the comedy show.
Jeez.
You look really good. Are you feeling better or are you just fucking up?
I am making it up with makeup.
Oh, well,
I'm
you did a great job.
pretending. I'm
It's
faking it until I make it.
girl, I don't even know how you're doing it. So much. I mean, this is not, like I literally, when they were giving me stitches in my butt, I was just like, you know what?
Oh,
I,
yeah.
oh, oh my God. But I was just like, you know what? I am the luckiest 64-year-old woman on the planet because everyone I know has these horrible, tough to get through, life-threatening things. So I'm like, what's a black eye? What's a stitch in the butt? Come on, I mean, you guys are,
Stitching a butt is a pretty bummer.
yes.
Tom.
12 stitches in the butt were really a problem. It was pretty much crazy. Yeah.
Oh, jeez, you
Heck,
poor thing. Oh, it
well,
looks like I see Matthew LaFleur.
yeah,
Hello,
Matthew's here,
Matthew.
Nick is
Nice to
here.
see you.
I'm gonna go off video as to not scare people and to have every single
Oh,
no, but also to have
okay.
not every single person go, what happened? So because there's a meeting that has to go on. So here we go.
Okay. All right, thank you, Patty. Hi, Nicholas. How are you? Hi, Nick. I always like see your email, so I see Nicholas. But Nick, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling fine.
Can you turn your
Hi, can you
there
hear
you
me
go.
now? I'm
Now you
feeling
There you
can.
go.
fine.
Yep, that's better.
Yeah,
You're
I'm feeling
feeling
fine.
good?
Yeah, I feel
Good.
good.
You look good.
That's good. Yeah, at least
Okay. I'm
yeah, I
cooking,
don't.
guys, so I'm going to turn off
It's
my
been a good.
camera.
Hey Beth. Okay,
It's
sounds
been a
good.
good. It's been a good recovery process.
Yeah,
Um, at least. So,
good.
and I'm eating dinner as well, so I'm gonna probably go off camera real quick.
Yeah, no problem. Understandable. This is at a
Everybody's off camera.
yeah, our caucus is at a little bit of a strange time, but it's the time that works best for most folks and legislative folks if they join us. So that's why we chose this hour and day. Yeah, it's not even 6 o'clock yet. Okay. Oh,
We had a lot of
Representative
positive
Burns.
responses.
Sorry.
We had a lot of positive responses to the emails and the calendar um
Oh,
invitation.
excellent. Great. Yay, it worked. Do, do, do. Hello, Elizabeth. How are you?
Hi, how are you doing?
Hanging in there.
Yeah,
Thanks. Yep, hanging in. But doing okay.
are
I
you back on your
see.
feet?
I am back on my feet. I see the hip surgeon on the first for another just check in. But yeah, otherwise, and then the headache, the migraine is still doing its thing, but it's being held at bay with stuff. So knock on wood, all is well. And I hope you're doing okay too.
I am physically doing great.
Good.
I'm envious of all of those fans on your
Oh,
wall. But it's we don't have any uh sort of fans or air conditioning where I am right now.
oh no, I wish I could pick one off and throw it at you, throw it to you, not at you. Yeah, they're a collection of mine. My aunties and my tutu would the grandmother would send them to me. She collected a bunch and
That is so
on
cool.
her collection, and yeah, I have many, many.
You're in Colchester, right?
I am in Virgins,
Oh, you're in Virgins.
actually.
Okay.
Yes,
Same thing.
yes.
I'm just
Not
kidding. I'm
really.
kidding.
Different
It's not
sides.
it's not the same thing at all. I know.
It's okay. Yeah, Colchester is Chittenden County, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yep. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm in Addison.
I know. I know.
What is this read.ai meeting notes?
I don't know.
I think
I
it
just know.
must be a new, so we have I'll explain this in my uh chair report, but we have the official VDP Zoom now. So I'm guessing it is an add-on that they have to their Zoom accounts that perhaps like takes like transcribes the meeting so it's easier for you to take minutes.
It came in as a participant, like it asked to be.
Yeah, yeah. I'm wondering if like
So,
that's how it works.
so I just said, yeah, sure. Well, I don't know. Come
I
on
feel
up.
like it kind of defaults to that. But they're kind of good notes. Um,
Oh, so you
it,
know, yeah, Beth. Great. Okay,
at
cool.
other meetings I've been in, it's just come and everyone's like, "Where did that come from? Where did that come from?" So I think it's like a default. But
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, thank you. Okay, it's 6:02 here. Wait another couple minutes. And then get going. I think as of right now we do have quorum. Is that correct, Patty? Yeah. The executive team plus
Yes,
two. Yep.
yes, indeed. Sorry, I had food in my mouth.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's
Yes,
okay.
everyone feel welcome to eat, turn off their cameras if they need to, do whatever you need to do to make yourself comfortable.
I am here, everyone. I just have my camera off.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I do want to start saying that in the beginning of our meetings because this is a disability caucus. Filled with all types of folks, but a few of us do have disabilities, and I want to make it as comfortable for everyone. So I don't want everyone to feel like they have to have their camera on for voting purposes. All you have to do is, indicate your vote by using the hand raise button if you don't want to turn your camera on, or you could turn your camera on briefly to vote if you'd like to. But yeah, take whatever measures you need to stay comfortable. Drink, eat, lay down, whatever makes you comfortable. Well, it is 6:04. Maybe I'll just slowly get started. And welcome all who are here right now to the June 2025 meeting of the Vermont Democratic Disability Caucus. So, Patty, please let the minutes know that I'm calling this meeting to order at 6:05 p.m.
Okay, may I interrupt for 1 second? Because I have a message from, hold on 1 second, I want to get back to it. From Ewan. Ewan says, I will be late. Need to catch up on info that Stan Baker, a member of one of the 3 couples who sued Vermont over lack of marriage equality for
Oh, wow.
same-sex couples, died last night. The cause was listed
Oh.
as a heart attack. More info to come on the 6 p.m. news. I want to get it firsthand. So coming, but going to be late.
Oh, that's really sad. Uh, okay. Well, thank you, you, and I'm glad that they they let us know. It's very sad though. Okay, take a breath. And I'm gonna start these meetings now uh, by saying giving our mission. Um, and so for the Vermont Democratic Disability Caucus, our mission is to create visibility and a strong voice for the disability community in Vermont politics by providing an intersectional space for disabled people to connect, create safety, and build political power. Um, and Elizabeth, I see your message there. Thank you. Um, I'm sorry that your internet is wonky. That does happen in Vermont. Um, but we all do our best. And again, if that's the reason why you have to have your camera off like Elizabeth is right now, that's totally fine. Um, as we have quorum, I think let's get into it. To begin, the first order of business is to go over our minutes and the agenda. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes from the April meeting?
So moved.
I'll
Okay.
second.
Um, a motion to approve the April meeting by Beth Esmond and seconded by, I believe that was Nick. Do we have any discussion on the April minutes? Okay, seeing none, I wish Ewan was here. I think this is where I can call for unanimous consent, and unless there is no objections,
Leilani,
oh,
um,
yep.
I am going to have to abstain, which means that you're going to have to do a roll call.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately. Sorry.
Okay, no worries. So, since we have an abstain, we will move into the roll call vote. So all in favor of approving the April minutes, please indicate so by raising your hand or saying aye.
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 And all against, please raise your hand or say nay. And then any other abstentions besides Elizabeth? Okay, hearing none, please let the minutes reflect that the motion to approve the May minutes has passed. Okay. Now, second up is to approve the agenda. Do I hear a motion to approve the agenda for the meeting?
Motion to approve.
Okay, motion to approve by Chana. Do we have a second?
Second.
And it is seconded by Nicholas Brousseau, again, our vice chair. Do we have any discussion on our agenda today? I would like to say that I did get a confirmation from Secretary West a couple weeks ago. I have not heard from him since, despite a few emails and then a reminder email. But if he does not end up coming in, I do have updates to uh, talk about regarding the website presence on the VDP site. So we can go into a discussion there if everyone is good with that. I see Representative Burrows, your hand is up.
Please, I'm just Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, okay, sorry.
That's okay. I wondered whether I think it was before, it had to be like last autumn that we talked about getting together a rapid response group. And now that I'm back out of the legislative session, I feel like with the big awful bill that we should get together a rapid response group so that we can respond as a caucus. What do you think about that? Or maybe we could talk about that at some point in the agenda.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And I do remember that now. I apologize. I definitely dropped the ball on that. I think we will certainly have time during caucus business. The what we have in the agenda for the caucus business is to vote in new members if there are any, which I don't know if we will have any tonight, and then nominate and vote in a new secretary. And the person that I wanted to nominate and who I've been chatting with is not here yet. So we can still go ahead with that, but we can also add this to the agenda to chat about the rapid response group, and then also perhaps talk about the big scary bill as well. Um, okay. So, I think, does anyone have anything else to add to the agenda, or shall we move into a vote to solidify it? Do I hear a motion to approve the agenda with adding the rapid response group chat?
Motion to approve.
Okay, motion to approve the agenda with that add-on by Chana. Do I have a second?
Second,
Second by I believe
Patty.
that was Patty.
Yep.
Okay. Any all sorry, any um uh all against? Well, please raise your hand or say nay. Okay, any abstentions? All right. Please let the minutes reflect that the motion to approve the April agenda with the addendum to talk about the rapid response has been approved. Um, okay, so let's go on to our officer reports. I will start by sharing that we finally have our official Vermont Democratic Party Zoom account. Yay! So the link you used today is the link that you're going to use from now on for all of our meetings. Um, unless we have a special event, in that case, we will have a different link and we'll make sure everyone is aware. And you may have noticed that we deleted, excuse me, yes, very exciting. You may have noticed that we deleted the old Facebook events. And so myself or our secretary will set up the rest of the year's Facebook events with the new link shortly. So stay tuned for that if that's where you look for updates. But in the emails, or if you keep this link somewhere special in your calendar, etc., it will be this link for now until forever. Um, we are working on creating a legislative agenda to make the disability community's voice heard in Vermont and truly make the state a more accessible place. And we are also continuing on solidifying speakers for the rest of the summer and autumn. I'm hoping to get Treasurer Pichak to come in and talk about S27, the medical relief bill. Mike Fisher of Vermont Legal Aid and Representative Herb Olson to talk about healthcare, like keeping Medicaid intact and financial aid um, financial aid bill that we'd like to put forth, speaking on having the only the applicants' income and assets be taken into account while applying for financial aid, with whatever cushy add-ons there need to be, instead of taking into account the households. And then uh, of course, like addressing all of the other list of action items we spoke about as a caucus to continue working on or start working on, like the open meetings law and not open meetings law, uh, just open meetings and fair housing and so much more. So um, I did want to say that if anyone would like to help me with that legislative agenda, I know it was something that Eldon was interested in, but I don't see him in here yet. Oh, I've got a hand raised from Elizabeth. Is that a something that you might be interested in?
It's both and.
Both,
Yes,
both
I
and.
would
Great.
love to, um, in whatever capacity you need me and want me.
Thank you so much. Okay. And hello, Ewan. Nice to see you.
That was
Great.
also volunteering to help out
And
with.
you were also volunteering. Lovely. Thank you so much. So sorry to hear about the death of those two folks, and I hope everything is okay. Um,
She's talking about the death of Stan Baker, who helped pioneer gay marriage through in Vermont. So he just died last night. So of a heart attack.
oh, okay. It was a heart attack.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
that's one reason I went. I needed to take a few minutes to go see it,
Yeah.
see what the news was. So thank you for your
Yeah, of
indulgence.
course. Yeah. Thank you for doing that so you could update us. And just real quick, I know I'm taking a little bit of time here. We are going to work with the Pride Caucus to try and get together. So I've been speaking with Isaac about that. We're running a little over. I blabbed a bit there. Nick, would you like to give a your report if there is no other questions or discussion on what I just spoke on?
put me down for volunteering to help too.
Thanks, Jana.
Nick? Nick, are you
Hi,
still there?
I'm still here and just waiting, waiting for everybody to. Okay, so I'm good to go.
Yes,
Sounds like it.
sorry, I didn't give you a cue there.
Okay, well, the past month's kind of been a whirlwind. Had a medical issue after my surgery, actually during my surgery, where I had an allergic reaction to the anesthesia drug. So basically, I had a heart attack and rhabdomyolysis at the operating table. Was given CPR and the paddles. Was put on life support for like a day. And, was able to the Thursday morning. I was able to wake up in ICU. I was in ICU for like 6 days, and other than was able to get out. Other than some loss in muscle strength, it hasn't been too bad. But I've been able to exercise, and I'm going to start physical therapy. So even that's getting a little better. Other than that, managed to make a select board meetings, one over Zoom and one in person, and I'm able to do stuff. I attended the protests on last weekend, so that was fun in St. Albans. So we had a pretty big turnout there. So, and I'm looking forward to getting to work with the Disability Caucus. And I'm very glad that we have a new Zoom account, and there's been some motion on the website.
Yes. Thank you, Nick. I'm so glad you're okay, and uh, I'm I know you've been keeping tabs on the emails that have been going on, but yep, when you're feeling ready to jump back in, we're here for you.
Yes,
So good.
I'm ready to do it right now. I think it's just a matter
Okay,
of.
great. Well, it's so weird that we were in the hospital at the same time. You had a much
Yeah,
more scary thing happen,
yeah.
but
It was all allergic reaction to a drug, an
yeah,
anesthesia drug that 99% of people don't have a bad reaction to. It's called succinylcholine or something like that.
I don't
Yeah,
know. Yeah,
but yeah,
interesting.
it just all had to do with the bad reaction to that drug. I think it's like genetic or something.
Oh, okay.
So I was supposed to be out in like 2 hours. It was supposed to be it's supposed to be a very simple operation.
Wow.
Yeah.
But still, I'm really glad you're okay. Um, any discussion for Nick besides well wishes? I see a few going in and hearts and okay, Patty, will you bring us home with your secretary report?
I will. I have also had a succession of injuries, but you can check all that out on my Facebook. I won't go into it. I'm fine. But my mostly what I've been doing caucus wise is just cleaning up everything and excuse me, making sure everything's fine for the incoming next secretary and making sure it's, easily explainable, access to the website, and all the documents and correspondence and things that we have for our drive on our drive is user friendly, understandable, under the right place. Just kind of doing a lot of housekeeping and that type of thing. And that is about it. I am done.
Okay, great. Um, so
In how many senses of the word done do you mean that? You mean
yeah.
the report or you mean being secretary?
I am so done.
Well, I'm hoping you can hang on for a little bit more
I'm
because
hanging. I am here until you find somebody. Don't worry, I'm not done.
okay.
I'm
Well,
here until you need me, and that I'll always be at the meetings.
thank you, Patty. Thank you so much. So just to um, go off of what you um, just spoke about, do you mind checking the Disability Caucus email right now? I'm wondering because if folks aren't here because of the new link, if there's
Oh, yeah. You know what? I'll just try to get in with my other, I'll just try to get in as with my email, with the, I mean, from my email with the link and see what happens.
or could you check the Disability Caucus email to see if anyone has emailed and asked
That's,
about
oh,
the
okay. Yep.
um
Absolutely.
thank
My
you.
my experience just now was that I tried to get in and I couldn't. I was sitting there waiting for the host to check me in, and I finally backed out of that and tried again, and that time I got in. So
Oh,
it wasn't smooth and easy, but I got here.
interesting.
Well, good to know you and thank you.
Yeah, good
Um,
to know.
you go ahead and I'll go check the email.
Yeah, check the email. Thank you. I appreciate that. Because to go on to our next item in the agenda, unless anyone has stuff to chat or talk about with Patty. Yep, go ahead, Ewan.
I just wanted to know if somebody checked to see if we have a quorum.
We
We
do.
do.
Yep.
Thank you.
On it.
I can never keep that number in my head, so.
Yeah, it's so we changed it to be it's the at least the three executive committee members plus two voting members. And then if an executive committee member is missing, then an additional voting member must be present. And so on and so forth. Um, so um, I'm wondering if the new Zoom link is our issue here. I'm really
I'm
glad to
look,
see that Matthew LaFleur is here. We haven't seen your face or Zoom for a while.
No, thank you, Kalani. It's just been,
Yeah,
I've been busy. I mean, you live in a small town like mine, then, to be able to survive or to be able to produce anything in your town or to be able to get help in your town, you gotta participate. There's some things that you're out of control of that you can't control, except,
yeah.
be there for your town. And right now I've been basically um on 6, 7 committees across the state, and some are state bound. So, like I said, I am involved. I know about Medicare, Medicaid, and all that because I'm involved with One Care Vermont. I'm also involved with the Vermont Climate Council. I'm in these serious discussions with the state and serious matters with with 250 towns of the Vermont Leagues of Cities and Towns, which I'm also a member of. So, like I said, I am very, very busy. It ain't like I'm not attending because I don't want to. It's like
No, no.
I'm
I
doing this
hope
on
that
the
that
behalf.
wasn't getting
No,
how I
I'm
was
doing it.
coming
No,
across.
and Nick and Zach, probably Nick and know Zach too. Well, they know that if I'm doing this, I'm already doing up and
You're
going up
doing
and beyond for the
You're
state as
somewhere
is.
else. Yeah, I had a feeling in public service is often a thankless service and job. But thank you for all that you do and thank you for coming here when you can. So we appreciate it. Um,
Yeah.
there's no chatter on the email about problems getting in.
okay, no chatter on the emails and oh, yep. Um, And then, so Elizabeth is saying that the link on the calendar Evite didn't work, um, but the
Oh,
email
really?
one did.
Okay, I will
Interesting.
check that too. I will check that too while you're doing your thing.
Yeah. Um, so I am happy to move along with with what we have on the agenda in nominating, hearing nominations for a new secretary, and then possibly holding a vote if there is someone here who would like to nominate someone else. I have been speaking with our new member, Missy Fairfax, and it is very odd that she is not here right now, because we were emailing this morning or yesterday. So that's why I'm really thinking there's a tech issue going on. Um, but or hopefully she's okay and nothing's wrong. But I was going to nominate Missy, and I can give a um little I can tell everyone a little bit about her if they would like to hear that, or um I am yeah, what would folks like to do?
This is Matthew. Yes, that would be permanent. If she's going to be what taking place over Patty's position, because I know you probably, yes, this is Matthew. I'm just a little bit of background and see in her profession, just a little, so we can get to know her, that she can do what we're asking her to do, as a secretary of the caucus. Thank you.
Yeah, that's good. And Beth, yes, you are right. Missy does travel a lot for work, so she might just be delayed. I will share what I have as Matthew requested. So like I said, she is a fairly new member, and uh, I have seen that she has shown great interest in our work and has attended every single meeting since she first joined and became a voting member. I feel like she is highly qualified for this position. She serves as strategy director for Complete College of America, where she leads the work on student support strategies, which includes active academic support, proactive advising, and 360-degree coaching and basic needs. So a little bit more about her. She has worked for decades in to advance equity in previous roles in education and healthcare. She is also a Trio and McNair Scholar alum and holds bazillions of degrees. Not to mention, she is a recent graduate of Emerge, alongside Beth Esmond. Um, so, in addition to all of this, she is a strong advocate for accessibility and higher education and is um, looking forward to doing that on behalf of all of Vermonters. And then I think she was planning on saying a few other things. If you don't know what Emerge is, I just put a link to what it is in the chat, a link to the website. Um, Beth, how did you can you tell us a little bit of your experience with Emerge?
Sure. So Emerge is this great training program for women who, and people who identify as women who want to carry forth the democratic message. And Nisi is a great speaker. She's a great writer, and she was very inspiring throughout when we did Emerge. So we graduated last month, and yeah, Nisi was amazing. And I'm sure it probably a lot of times during Emerge, Misi called in from some airport somewhere to do like our evening sessions. So I'm almost positive that's what's happened here, like a plane got delayed or something. But I would absolutely say, she'd be a great secretary.
Yes. Okay, good. Thank you. And thank you for that. Uh, what is the word? Um, Thumbs up on the nomination. Yes, Ewan.
Um, I would think that in addition to all those wonderful qualities, I'm of the generation that doesn't assume everybody is necessarily internet at home in the internet, and so I'm assuming that that's one of the greatest things that has happened with Patty is that we had somebody who really knew how to do stuff, which I don't. I'm totally disqualified. And so I just want to make sure that that's true of Missy as well.
It is. Yes, she
Absolutely,
assured
yes.
me. Yeah. Yep.
And FYI, I tried the link off the calendar invite and it works fine. I don't know what's happening.
Hmm. Okay. Well, let's I think maybe we should hold on nominations and the vote on secretary unless yep, Ewan. Can you guide me here?
Yeah, I have, well, we could do that, but another option would be to accept this nomination, but leave nominations open until sometime, or see if you want to try doing nominations by email. You know, you can say, this is what happened at the meeting. We thought other people might have some ideas who are regular members and didn't make this meeting. If you have other ideas and those people would accept that nomination, please send them in, and then we'll have a slate to vote on the next time.
I think that's a great idea. Um, and I'm going to make a note to do that. Thank you, Ewan. Nick, Patty, does that sound good? And can you give me a hand with that? Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
Notating that. Okay, perfect. So we will table that. And we have a couple of minutes before our speaker is going to join us. I'm sorry that took up a lot of our caucus business, but we do have some time after he speaks. But perhaps we can go into chatting on the rapid response discussion now. And then if John comes in, Secretary West, then we can put the discussion on pause and pick it back up at the end at 7:15. Does that sound good to everyone? Okay, great.
Yes.
Yes, Elizabeth.
Thanks. I have to get off at 7 actually.
Oh, okay.
So
Let's talk about this now.
uh okay, first of all, let's see. It's telling me to lower my hand. There. Uh, um uh okay. Patty, do you have a whole list of all of our membership?
I do.
Okay, so I like some of the rapid who here has been on a rapid response team before? I should start with that. Has anybody been on a rapid response team before?
I don't
Okay,
even know what it is.
okay. Thanks, Beth. Or are you asking a question?
No, I've been on a rapid
Okay, good.
response team, and I'm interested in helping you for sure.
Excellent. Well, so it has a couple, the ones that I've been on before have a couple of components. The rapid response team not only like scans the news and puts tells that within the team news that's going on that we could either put on the Facebook page or however, whatever. But if something extraordinary occurs, then the rapid response team gets together immediately, discusses the possibilities for responses, then alerts but does all of that like kind of vetting stuff before alerting uh, the executive committee about what the possibilities of reaction could be. And then the rapid response team, it depends on how big it is, but there would be different roles for different people. Like if somebody's better at writing or somebody's better at researching, you could do all of those different things. If it's only 3 or 4 people, then kind of everybody assumes all of the roles together as a true team. Yeah.
I'd love to help with the tech end of it and all that and the research. That it sounds. I had no idea what it was. I love that.
Yeah, then so theoretically, I did this for the Social Equity Caucus of the legislature, and we basically had the executive team or club, however you want to phrase it, the executive team or committee was at the top, but we kept our eyes open for calendar events, and we also kept our eyes open for national news and statewide news, and then we would anything we felt should be floated up to the executive team, we would float up to the executive team so that they could decide whether it should be a letter or what the how big and forceful the response ought to be. And then we would just execute based on that. So it helps to have, I know I have to get off, but it helps to have a big mailing list, but also parsed out into different sizes. So you don't necessarily want to send something out to the entire mailing list all the time, etc. And so I'm sorry, John. I apologize for eating into your time. I have to get off at 6 and sorry, 7. And so I'd love to be part of that. I'm going to put my email address in the chat, and that's it.
Great. Okay, thank you, Elizabeth. I think, yes, we'll table this now and then bring it back up at 7:15. Hi, Secretary West. Thanks for joining us. We are having, we think maybe a little bit of a tech issue with the new Zoom link because we don't have quite as many of our regulars here. So, but we do have quorum, and there are however 9 of us. So I think I would love to continue our discussion that we were going to have with you today. So just to bring us all in, um, I had a lovely talk with Jonathan on the phone a couple weeks ago about getting the caucuses presence on the VDP site. And then we also talked about if we have time making VDP events more accessible. And then so Secretary West could hear from the caucus about our thoughts, especially things like the Curtis Hoff meeting, dinner, which their planning meeting is coming up in July. So bouncing back to the web, when we had that discussion, we spoke about the basic needs that we would want for the site. And then, so Secretary West, what we'd like to know is where you are at with this project and how we can help you. And if you could share your ideas or anything that I missed in that conversation, recap. And again, if we have time, talk about how to make some VDP events more accessible. That'd be great.
Awesome. Well, hope everyone can hear me okay.
Yep.
Good. Bear with me because I left my AirPods somewhere, not accessible to me at the moment. And yes, I have 4 kiddos. And Beth, I would love whatever you're drinking because, boy, it's been a hot day. So thank you, and it's honor to be with you guys. I wish I had more copies of myself to visit more groups like yours. It's difficult to manage all the schedules that we all try to manage. But yeah, I had a great conversation a few weeks ago about how to unify our caucuses into the website. And I think one of the most important pieces is that I believe our website needs to be, in general, the focal point for not only those looking for information on the Democrats, their legislators, their, our policies. It is also for us internally. And it should be utilized as a resource for our town committees, our county committees, our caucuses to have an efficient way to get information out, both internally and externally, and leverage the technology that's already there for everyone's purposes. Because, the town of, Glastonbury, which by the way has 3 people, doesn't have enough money to or resources or people that might know how to build a website or build a social media page or those types of things. How can we leverage what we already have and make it more accessible to not only caucuses like yourselves, but every town committee, every county committee. And this is actually something for smaller counties that I think has actually come up a lot. I was talking to some folks in Rutland about this last week. But one of the things that we're kind of piloting in Bennington County, which we have a pretty good turnout at our meetings, but we find that the town committee meetings, sometimes they're good, sometimes they don't do anything. And mostly because they're thrust upon in these positions. We're in an off election year. There's not a lot of motivation necessarily to do some things. And quite frankly, it'd be a duplication of efforts at the county level or at the town level for what the county is doing. So what we've tried to do is create more of a community around the county. And I know this doesn't directly apply to this caucus, but I want to give you an example of how that works. One is make sure that the meetings are very punctual. Let's put it that way. And I appreciate your time constraints because a lot of times these meetings can draw on for hours and hours and hours. And there's certainly times and places for that when we have to have a discussion. But when we're checking in with 50 or so plus people, it needs to be timely, especially, if we want to attract younger audiences that might have families and kids. I mean, trust me, I struggle to find a time when I can get all 4 of my kids out of this room so that I can get on one of these phone calls. And then when it goes 2 or 3 hours, it's like, oh my gosh, okay, let's move this along. So the theory is that we're going to try a 1 hour on the dot community presentation meeting where we invite our town committees to join our county committees. And then we have our special guest or a panel or some discussion of a topic, whether it be reorg or education or whatever. And then instead of losing that audience, encourage our towns to meet immediately after for 30 minutes, 20 minutes, just to check in. Maybe there's something very local for Pownell or Dorset. But the key is keeping everything consolidated to one meeting, right? And keeping it timely and keeping it focused. Carousel meeting, love it. It's a great way to put it. Those are just more ways that I think it's really important for us to be thinking about everyone's time, their commitment, because we want to make it easy to participate. We want to hear from everyone's voices, but at the same time, we don't want to make it so grueling. Not to say that sitting and talking with you folks for 2 hours is grueling, but when you do those over and over again, it can be very time consuming, and it makes it difficult to choose which caucuses you want to be a part of, which county committee, which town committee. And eventually, I mean, I've seen it in Manchester where, we had 28 people on our town committee, full members in Manchester. That's up from 13 2 years ago. And I can only get 7 of them to show up, right? But we have a great turnout for the county. So I'm going to transition that into the work that we did in Bennington County for building a website that's a resource both internally and externally. What we've done is made the website as simple and easy to use. It's a resource for our community. We make sure that it is updated, and we make sure that it's on a platform that's easily maintained by someone who doesn't necessarily have to have a significant amount of website design experience. If you've worked in Microsoft Word, you should be able to update the website. But we're also working to give, like I created templates and tools for our town committees. So I handed over an entire design file in Canva for Pownell, right? And then they can tweak them however they are, but they have something to start with. And that makes them more active. But then also it's making sure that we have multiple modes of ability to communicate with our town committees and our county committees. So some of the ways that we've done that in Bennington County, for instance, is, listen, as I've taken on the role of secretary, I've seen people come and go already on our state committee. I'll talk to Orleans County and they'll go, oh, well, this person, they're no longer in the state. They were 2 years ago at reorg, but not anymore. So making sure that we have multiple modes of communication, right? If you have multiple ways to communicate with our party, it's not just, well, you have to be part of our newsletter, right? Finding ways that we can keep that as uniform as possible and make it as easy as possible so that when there is transition, we don't have to go through our websites and change 50 email addresses in 50 different places so that it becomes cumbersome and then people forget, oh, yeah, on that page, about where to register to vote. I forgot that so-and-so's email was on there. We found this prevalent in a lot of places when I took over as secretary and I started working on the website, where Bruce Olson, 2 chairs ago, was actually, his name was being sent out on some emails as a confirmation, right? We want to avoid all of that. And one of the ways that we can do that is making it as easy as possible to create, like for instance, what we do in here is Manchester@bendems.org or Dorset@bendems.org. And it's very well presented to the community. It's not a Yahoo or a Hotmail or, God forbid, an AOL.com email address that we're putting out there. It's, sorry, Beth, if you have one. I saw the reaction. You're limited to 8 characters at AOL.com. But that also creates continuity for our constituents, right? Because what we don't want to do, right, is make it so that, oh, well, the reason why the Democratic Party never got back to me is because Joe Smith, who was the chair of so-and-so caucus, is no longer the chair, and that's what the website said, right? But if it was bddc@vtdemocrats.org, and we work that as a easy way to communicate with everyone, that's a very good foot forward. And I know you guys have already been given an email address, and I'm going to be working to changing that. So I thank you, Kalani. I think we need to make them as simple as possible. I don't know about you, but if you ever see someone's email that is like the best window washer in the world, LLC@gmail.com, they could literally have just done the best window or the best washer or something very simple. We don't have to be elaborate. We need to be simple and straightforward. Now, how that correlates with all of the information, yes, long emails, long domains are hard to remember. And keeping it consistent, even in social media, we do keep VT Dems, right, as our handle on all of our social media accounts, which is easy to remember. It's also why we went with Ben Dems, right, in Bennington, because Bennington County Democratic Committee, I mean, come on, someone actually offered that as a domain, and I'm like, no one's going to sit there and type that. And I know I'm not supposed to be reading the comments, but that's also my social media strategy. Don't read the comments. Yeah, the double D. Double letters are difficult. But we can brainstorm if we need to do something different on our side. And the other thing we can do is we can create aliases, by the way. So we could do VDC and we could also do VDDC, and they both go to the same email address. So how we're trying to bring this into the website. The website, as I've taken it on, is that I want to utilize the functionality that we have to build, I'll call it portals, but more so channels. So for instance, hopefully you notice it's died down a lot since April, but March and April there was a flurry of posts that went up on the website, new articles. So every press release, every story, every whatever we could get our hands on, we put content up there so that people could share it and we could gain traffic. And if you did come to Curtis Off, there was a big poster that we put up at the front where we showed the increase and the interactions that we were getting, people sharing our stories, people connecting and reading our articles. It was up 1,400%. I mean, it was a huge number, and we need to capitalize on that. But when we do all of these stories, so let's say we have an article about a bill related to disabilities in Vermont, and it's in the House. We can tag that article as House. We can tag it as disability, and we can tag it as maybe the specific topic of the disability. And then it magically just appears in your feed on your page, right? So there's no multiple efforts. There's not someone on your team going in and updating it. When we post it, if it's relevant to you, it can be posted. That's the same thing you can do. We can give access to someone on your team that has contributor access that can create these articles. And then ultimately, we would have, at least at the beginning, an approval right. But that's me. So, it's more so we want to make sure that whatever we're putting out there is well put together, not necessarily the content. It's that it has the right font, it has the right color, it has the right theme, it doesn't use an old logo, those types of things. We've already implemented a service called UserWay on our website, which does have many visual and I believe auditory changes that can be implemented on the fly by the user. So if you see on our website, we have a little person down at the bottom left corner. I think it's left, it might be right. You can change contrasts and size, you can remove images, you can remove colors. And that's actually something I've been promoting for all town and county committees as well. It's free for the basic account, and it gives you, yes, very ADA compliant. It gives you the steps and tools. There's like zero coding. It's very simple. And I like to be a resource too. So if if your town committee or your county committee or whomever, if it's your personal website and you want to put it in there, just let me know. I'd be happy to help give you some advice on how to implement the code. Now, I think the other pieces, so we can talk about I think, Patty, you mentioned we'd like to have a mission. The idea of the theme is very similar to our House caucus site, our Senate caucus site, right? It's going to have, contact information, ways to communicate. It's going to have stories and important information about things that are pertinent to you, events that are happening.
That's great.
Yeah, and that's great. Yeah, you put that down. That's exactly it. We want to make it as easy to maintain as possible. With ultimately, because most of the information doesn't change, right? It's just maybe you have another event or another story that you want to post. But your contact information will remain steady because we'll have a dedicated email address that's easy to remember and not 75 characters long at vtdemocrats.org. And then, so you would have the VDDC would have a not a subdomain, but it would have a folder. So it would be vtdemocrats.org/VDDC. And we may want to look at how we name all of the caucuses. I know VDDC is your name, but just thinking if there was a new caucus and we called it the Vermont, I'm trying to think of something, dog lovers conference, right? Do we need to put the Vermont in there, right? If it's on the VT Democrats website, at least for branding.
So just to jump in there,
Yeah.
there is actually a conflict that we didn't know about before the acronym for our caucus was made. The Vermont Developmental Disabilities Council
okay.
they go by VTDC,
Yeah.
but there is some confusion. So
Okay.
that is something to think about.
It's very important. So the timeline for doing all this, we have been in, I would say, first of all, with the ending of school, I always forget. I plan, and then I fail. And the week after school is done, it is a disaster. And that was last week. So, and then we have a big event coming up, which if you have not received the email, I hope you have. If you haven't, I will forward it to you. But we do have the chair of the DNC coming to Southern Vermont on July 6th. And that's in my neck of the woods down here in Manchester. And a lot of people doubted that we were actually going to actually make it happen, but it is happening. It's coming to Vermont. I know it's going to be, some people are not big fans. Some people are, but regardless, we're getting some national attention, which is really important. But I also, and speaking of Benson County, I don't know when he joined, but Asher, hello. I wanted to also put out there that in all of our events that we have, specifically events which have, you know, some sort of audio component to it, we want to make sure that we're bringing as many options as possible. And when Curtis Hoff happened, it had already been in the books, and it was kind of, for me, it was a learning experience coming from the other direction. I went to the last one, but I wasn't able to be in the planning. And I think it's important to understand both physical, visual, audio, whatever complications may have occurred, and be prepared for that next year. And each of our big events, as well as giving you any tools, is try to be as, like, for instance, and this is, I know this is not obviously a disability specific issue, but there was some concern about how agendas were being shared. And people were concerned they weren't being able to, some people wouldn't be able to get to them because they don't have access to a Google account. You know, which we later found out was just a misunderstanding, but we certainly have plans and preparations where if someone literally cannot read from a computer screen because of migraines, right? You know, I'd be happy to email an agenda, or email, see, I just said it, print and mail a physical copy to whomever would like it. Because we want people to participate. We want people to feel comfortable. And as someone who gets lost with severe ADHD in my train of thought and not being able to read books because it's so difficult for me to get through a sentence and remember what I just read, I'm a very audibly is how I learn things, and usually it's how I physically do them. It's like getting in and just jumping in and doing it. It's how I learned how to do websites. So I understand how each person learns differently, and I have 4 kiddos who are all probably at least 2 of them are on the spectrum, and 2 of them have severe ADHD as well. So trust me, my house, it's a challenge coming up with, you know, which socks to wear. So, so anyway, that's kind of the focus that I have. We're going to be doing the same thing for the LGBTQ caucus as well. I know that there's discussion about a potential labor caucus as well. But we also want this for our House and Senate caucuses as well, so that, you know, we can help share the message. And I think that's one of the most important things. We need to be able to have content out there, and make it easy for people to communicate with us.
Yes. Thank you, Secretary West. We have about 6 minutes for Q&A if you're ready.
Go for it.
Okay. I did just want to really quickly mention for events, the Curtis Hoff dinner. I am sometimes a wheelchair user, and I experienced that there was not enough space in between tables for my wheelchair.
Mhm.
And so that is just something that I'd hope that the planning committee could speak with the vendor to train them on disability, uh, like ADA, compliance, etc. I was actually like wheeled back through the kitchens like against my will during the cocktail hour because they wanted to
That is
get
so
me.
uncool.
It was kind of a thing. You can ask. It was discussed a while ago, but
Was that
so
the staff of the hotel or was that
the staff of the hotel. So
Wow.
one thing that I and this caucus would love is if there are questions about like, is this accessible? Please come to us. And if you've got it covered, then please make sure that the vendor, the site staff know how to treat people with disabilities.
I, first of all, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, it was awkward.
Well, yeah, it's, I, we'll talk on the side about that. That should have never happened.
Yeah, thank you. But
That's
there
the
are.
least I could say. I mean, okay, I'm
Thanks.
sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. And I know we've got
No, it's
lots of
not okay,
questions.
but yeah.
It's not okay. Yeah, definitely. But Patty, will
Ash,
you
yep,
you've got it? Okay.
I got it. Asher is first. Go ahead, Asher. Asher, you're on mute, by the way. Can you hear us? There you are.
Hello, I'm in between charging my DBS battery, which is going great. Um, Sarcastically, of course, doing laundry. Life of an overworked dad. I'm just kidding. Mom is way more overworked, but so it's good to be back here and to see y'all here. I have two questions. The first one is unrelated to our guest speaker, Mr. West, who was elected secretary.
We don't know yet. I'll let you know what's happening with that off person to person.
Sounds good. Okay. And then my second question, and this is for Jonathan, of course. And perhaps you could confer with Jim on this issue. How can members of this caucus, including myself, because I am interested, and I'm asking you from one crazy busy dad to the other, how can members of this caucus, including myself, be roped in and or better yet included on committees that are meant to determine where these conventions and big party events occur, not just for the state of Vermont, but for the next DNC. I spoke with, I think it was Maria Rinaldi, for someone about a good place for a future DNC. So the last place that we had the DNC at, Chicago, was wonderful. Great venue, but not the best for accessibility. I think she mentioned Houston as one of them. Jonathan, would you be able to, and how likely do you think it is that folks from this caucus, myself, Kilani, Ewan, Shauna, Beth, others, Nick, the whole lot of us, how can we be roped in to these committees at state and national levels to determine and be annoyingly loud voices for where these big conventions that are important and matter actually happen? On Kilani's point, because what she experienced should not happen. Young young women who need their therapy dog should not be should not endure issues finding places to sit because of their therapy dog, which was the case at the last DNC. So to rephrase my question, Jonathan, I don't want to take up too much time here. I've already taken up so much. I apologize for that. How can folks on this caucus or members be included on state and national committees to determine the locale of future Democratic Party events? And with that, I'm gonna silence my mouth. Thank you.
Well, it's a great, thank you, Asher. It's a great question. And I think one, I can, right now I can only speak at the state level. But I know where we can head with the national level. And guess what? You know, those questions and concerns could be raised very directly to those who were able to attend this upcoming event at the Wilburton in Manchester, because you know Ken Martin is going to be there. And for folks who aren't fans, I was literally also saying it's a great time to air your grievances as well. But on a state level, in all seriousness, you know, one of the challenges of anything in Vermont is that we are limited in our facilities. And I'm not saying that's a crutch or an excuse. It just means we have to hold those organizations or venues to a higher standard because they are the only ones that are available. And I think for me, Asher, it's opened up my eyes a little bit to the challenges. Like, for instance, I mean, granted, I wasn't in that right frame of mind for the Curtis Hoff, but knowing that was a challenge, now looking back, I'm really disappointed that that wasn't addressed differently. But knowing how we would move forward, because personally, I liked the venue. I think we could have done a lot more for audio and visual. It's also not the same old venue that we all go to all the time, i.e. Hilton or Hotel Champlain or whatever it's called now, which can feel a little cold and a box. It's huge. But then again, we need the space, right? Because it is a large group. So what I would say is this, is that there needs to be a list of criteria that we need to generate, both with your help, that we can put on a selection, not necessarily just a selection plan for a venue, but also what criteria we use for determining whether or not we even want to move forward with the place. Or if we do go forward with the place, these are our requirements. That, you know, we have aisles that are accessible to wheelchair users, that we have dedicated and or specific spaces for folks with service animals. Whatever the case may be, we need to set the threshold now. Like, we have another event coming up in the fall, right? It's usually not as big. It's the Harvest Festival, I believe. I don't know if any planning has gone into that so far, but we should be prepared to ask those questions then. But certainly next year, as we go into an election year, we're going to have a big audience, and we're going to need a big Curtis Hoff to get the momentum going into November. And we sure damn well have these things buttoned up. I'm not going to say it's not going to be a work in progress every single time, but we should try our damnedest to get through it.
Excellent.
So Asher, to answer your question, let's work up together on a list to start so that we have the criteria. And then let's make that part of the discussions. And then when the time comes, we'll bring you guys in and say, this is the venue that we're looking at.
Okay. Oh,
Thank
sorry.
you.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Oh,
And I know I'm over.
Yep.
I just
Okay,
want
you and
I just
Oh,
wanted to
sorry.
say, John, thank you, and just please follow up with me about the conversation we had via text previously, because I would love to speak with Ken about the next DNC.
I know.
So thank you so much, and I apologize for taking more time.
Yes.
Okay, you and
Thank you,
go ahead.
John. Hold on, Patty.
Okay.
Thank you, Jonathan. And if I could also be included in that conversation for the requirements and criteria, that would be great, just as a voice of the head of the caucus that here. We are quite over time.
Ewan really wants her
Uh,
question.
yes. Do you have time for
I do.
one more question?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, I'm on, right?
You're
You're
on.
Okay.
Go get them.
I'm not usually so patient, you know. I have submitted a long list of accessibility problems that had to do with, some of them were political accessibility, in that, for example, which is less of your concern right now, that the award recipient who was deceased and was receiving it posthumously, I and Christine Hallquist were accepting that award on her behalf. And we got pushed back and pushed back and pushed back until way late into the evening, and half the hall was empty. I didn't care for that. That was
So-
just one issue. Now, wait, let me get them all out because
Okay.
I got another.
I agree with you, by the way.
And the other thing was, so I had an opportunity to speak, and I spoke briefly. And I also had to use 2 canes to get up steps onto the dais. And nobody mentioned to me that it was going to be a problem. And certainly I've been walking on canes for long enough that somebody should have known without my having to make a big deal of it. Like you, Keelani, it's just squeezing between tables. I could usually send somebody on for my table was to get me a drink if I needed it, and boy, I needed it by the end of that one. So anyway, those are 2 of the issues, and you know, there are some others. It just I think that this speaking roles need to be limited if you really want to address your audience, and not let even the guy, you know, from Connecticut or you know, can't go on for 20 minutes, you know, because
Right.
it's just not
Yeah.
fair.
Ewan, 100,000,000,000%. You know, it's like, wait, don't tell. Or whose line is it anyway? The points don't matter, like, but they do. I'll give you 1,000,000,000 points because you're 100% correct. That's, I mean, you heard at the beginning when I was talking about the county committee meetings. We can't have them go for 2 hours or 3 hours, right? I felt it was incredibly disrespectful, not only to you and Christine, but the many other people that spoke after you, right? I mean, we had Charity
Becca.
was Becca. I mean, you name it. Got to the end of the evening, we were heading on hour 3, and there was 20 people in the audience, right? We have to, not everyone can speak. And I mean, Beth, I think you guys were waiting up for us over there in the after party. I mean, we
Yeah.
only got like 45 minutes because the thing went so long, right?
Yeah, but also I felt bad because people left Curtis Hoff to come
You
to the
wanted to go to
after party
something that
because
was
it was
more
more
fun.
fun. Like it, yeah. Anyway, yeah.
And to which
So-
I didn't get an invitation, by the way.
To the after party?
Yeah.
Oh, I
They
can't
didn't,
believe you didn't. We were
right?
very,
Yeah, it was everywhere. It was
yeah,
open to everyone, but
everyone.
regardless, Ewan,
I will send you.
I felt,
I'll
yeah,
send you
please
a
do.
copy of my full list and the response I got from from the Vermont, for the VDC, and I'll stop now. That's
Who
good
did
enough.
you get the response from?
I would have to look it up.
Okay, it's fine.
And
So regardless,
Ooh.
the first thing I said when I left that event to Jim Ramsey was, it's too long. way too long. And we could have cut it in half and it probably would have still been too long. And
Sorry.
and I know a lot of people want to speak. I know a lot of people want to have their moment. But maybe we have to rethink how we do those moments. Maybe it's not in the same room. Maybe it's breakouts. Maybe it's, events throughout the day leading up to it. Whatever it is, I hear you. I completely agree. And it needs to be more engaging from front to back, not just a word vomit from 40 different people.
Thank you so much, Secretary West. I'm just jumping in here because we have 5 more
I know.
minutes until the end of, so because we like to stay quite punctual as well. And I think what I would like to propose is that all of these suggestions of emails that are going around, I am copied. I will compile a list of all of these requests and requirements and make sure that they are sent to you, Jonathan. And um, perhaps if we could get the agenda or if I could get the agenda or planning of what the Curtis Hoff is going to look like this year, and then we could send our suggestions or even be a part of the planning conversation. That would be
Absolutely.
fantastic. As far as the website goes, I think you and I can, continue to talk about that, and I will update the caucus as we move along. And what else? Uh, I think um,
I just wanted to give you a timeline. My goal is we do have a state committee meeting on
okay.
July 19th, and my goal is to have your portal, your page up and running, so that we can present it as part of the next state committee meeting.
Okay, that
All right.
was, yes, thank you. That was what I was trying to get at. So we will make sure we get you everything you need for the July 19th deadline. I'll give it a few days before that, obviously. Thank you all. Thank you so much, Secretary West.
No problem. My email and phone number is in the chat, so please feel free to reach out to me at any point. I want to be a resource and helpful to whoever I can. So I appreciate you having me here tonight. And sorry that I went over. I tried not
Okay,
to.
we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, everyone, with the few minutes we have left, I want to circle back around to the rapid response group that Elizabeth brought up that we had talked about months ago, and then I completely dropped the ball on. Um,
Well, no, you were very ill, so don't say you dropped the ball.
that's true. I was not here.
Right.
Okay. Um, so I think I will email her and then I will loop in the folks who said that they wanted to be a part of it. And we can, yep, Beth and Chana, and Ewan, you too. Uh,
Me too.
so, yes, Patty and Ewan, did you say you did want to be a part of the rapid response?
I'm unclear what I volunteered for already, so.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I think it was something else. Yeah. Oh wait, no, I do have you down there. Um the legislative agenda, that's what you volunteered for. So I will send out all of those emails. So be expected to have a full inbox. We've got 1 more minute left for any announcements, or other business. Would anyone like to take the floor? Ewan.
I sent you a message in the chat that you might want to just cover all the bases by saying I would make a motion. I would move that we handle the secretary nominations by email, so we would have a fuller slate. And if someone would second that nomination, then we could just vote and it would all be legal.
Yes, sorry, I meant to mention that you
So
did
moved.
send me that and I saw it and thank you. Perfect.
Seconded.
Seconded. Okay. It is passed. We are going to
No, 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 no,
do
no,
the
no, 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 it's not passed. You gotta
oh
vote. Or you
we're
gotta find
going
out
to
there's no
vote.
Aye.
objecting.
The the email nominations has passed.
Okay, wait, what, I'm confused as to what we're doing.
I'll bet.
So Ewan, do you want to explain it?
Yes.
Okay.
I made a motion, it was seconded. Now that motion needs to be voted on, or Kilani needs to say, does anyone present who's a voting member have objections to handling it this way? And if no one speaks up, then it's done. That's
Well,
the easiest way to handle it. The second way to handle it is to just ask for a vote, because there's just enough of us, I think.
we have 7 people.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't think
Sorry,
that-
I misheard
I-
there.
I don't know if that's enough, the 7 people, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It is enough. Yep.
Okay, all right.
We've got quorum. Yep. Okay.
All in favor?
All in favor.
Aye.
Please
Aye.
indicate by raising your hand.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Thank you. Any
Oh.
all against, raise your hand or say nay. Any abstentions? Okay. Motion has passed and we will continue that via email. It is 2 minutes past. I want to take note of everyone's time here. I do want to hear what Asher wants to say, but if anyone would like to leave at this moment, please feel like don't feel like you need to hang around.
I'm sorry for rambling. Let's adjourn.
Okay.
You got to call for
Is that a
adjourn.
motion?
Oh,
Is that a motion to adjourn?
Motion. I think that was
second it.
Asher. Yep. Okay.
2nd, 4th, 5th.
All right. Be ready for a bunch of emails coming.
All
Thank
those, leave the meeting if you're in favor.
Bye, guys.
Aye.
All right. Bye.
Take care, everyone.
Take care. Thanks for